Brian Gold, PhD, is like it's almost like a movie character now.
Now that you've seen behind the curtain, you're like, now you understand why, maybe you don't understand. I guess the question or the statement would be, I'm surprised I haven't cracked, for
Yeah.
a lack of better terms, of just all the shit I juggle.
Yeah. So getting a over the last what has it been, year or a few months, like getting a sneak peek behind everyone wants to like peek behind the kimono, right? And see the goings on. And social media is a strange world because you see a lot of stuff
That's not
on
real.
that's
It's just not fucking
it's
real.
just not real.
Like
It's
my life on Instagram is not real.
right.
I,
But
I occasionally post my daughter,
yeah.
but even that's a snippet that might be 4 days later
Yeah.
because I don't like people knowing where I'm at in real time,
Right. I
just
never
because of the weirdness
yeah.
of everything.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't want to hang out with certain people on a certain day and be like, oh, you're here, I'm going to come. Like,
Yeah. That's
that's
weird.
2 days ago, bro.
Have you ever had anyone roll up on you? Like people, one of your fans, one of your followers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it happened once, and then I was like, and then I had a stalker issue 4 or 5 years ago, and that like shifted my mindset even harder.
So when you had your daughter,
Hmm.
did that really change for you? Because I know for guys in the industry that maybe they're single or maybe they just have a girl, it's one thing.
Hmm.
But I feel like when dudes have a kid, their
Whole nother
their
ballgame.
vigilance goes up, and now it's different, right? If some crazy fan or follower rolls up on you and you're solo, you're fine. When you're with your kid, you don't even know you like now it's like a whole
Well,
game change.
so I'm right hand dominant, and I don't know if you noticed this the time you're at the house. Every time I hold Madison, it's always left hand
Really?
because my right I always want free.
Yeah.
That's where my knife is. That's get to my gun, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And I've always thought about, well, fuck, what if I have to send around with her fragile ears?
It's got to be. Yeah.
Well, no, I've already like figured out where I kind of drop her body a little bit, press one ear against here, and cover the other one with this hand.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of doing the funky chicken to keep her pinched.
Yeah.
And then the other, like, I'll kind of go this way. So
Yeah.
I'll side blade it just so she doesn't get too much of the concussion.
Yeah. Yeah. I never even thought about that.
It, stupid shit
Yeah.
you
I
think
didn't
about
think
once you
about
have a kid and like you carry a gun and like, oh, well, my kid likes to kick my crotch. I appendix carry. I'm like, okay, maybe we'll carry this gun because it's got a safety instead of a Glock because there's no safety. Just all these things start to change very rapidly.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Mhm.
And if you can't answer this question,
Uh-huh.
I understand why.
Okay.
What's your preferred EDC for
Ooh.
appendix carry?
So I have three. I have a 19X,
Mm-hmm.
I have a 43X,
Okay.
and a C2 from Staccato.
Glock, pay this man. Oh, staccato.
But my fear is, look, my two Glocks are agency.
Okay.
So they're $3,500 fucking Glock.
Yeah.
My Staccato's $4,000+. If I use any of them in a situation, I'm not seeing the bitch for a year.
No, it's
I
gone.
don't know,
Yeah.
like, it's fucked up and funny at the same time. I'm like, man, I don't want to lose any of them.
No.
But
But you're alive.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
Honestly, it depends on, am I wearing basketball shorts? Do I want an extra mag that day, depending on where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want something a little bigger because I'm better with slightly bigger?
Okay.
Or am I, in jeans and a dress shirt and I need to be formal, so I need to be as small print as possible.
Yeah.
In California, in California specifically, I'm only allowed 3 on my CCW, so those are my three options.
I was blown away at. I'm not gonna lie.
When we were at the range,
When we were at the range, and
Ruben beat you,
Ruben beat me.
unfortunately.
Ruben, shout out to Ruben at Paradox Training Solutions, who did beat me on the range in a speed drill. We did what, 5 rounds? Oh no, 10 rounds in 5 seconds. Yes,
Yes.
yeah, we had to do 10 rounds in 5 seconds,
And
and
whoever had the tightest.
whoever had the tightest group. And Ruben, who is an officer in Florida and has a training company,
I think he's SWAT too, no?
SWAT, and shoots a lot more than me. I shoot
Once a year.
once every like presidential election, and Ruben shoots every day. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And so he got all 10 rounds off at the range, 7:02. Shout out to Chris Chansky. In like about 4+ seconds. I
Yeah.
took full 5 seconds.
Full 5 seconds.
And so he beat me in time as far as getting the rounds out. But he also beat me
In the group.
in the grouping. His grouping was a little, I don't want to say it was a lot tighter, but it was definitely
No,
tighter.
but because he's SWAT, he's used to being under pressure.
yeah, I wasn't.
You don't got time to fucking sit there and think about it.
Yeah. I'm about accuracy.
He was accurate.
Yeah, he was. These guys that.
It's life and death in his situation.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not like. There's no shot timer if you're with your daughter and some crazy guy walks into the supermarket. There are no shot timers.
In that scenario,
you're taking a little bit more time and thinking things through a little bit.
in that scenario, I'm not engaging. My daughter's with me.
Right.
I'm out.
Unless that person engages you, then
Yeah, if I'm backed into a corner, I have no choice.
Yeah.
Then fuck, I hope all this training and all this dry fire and everything I do paid off.
And if that day came, which one would you want to have? Which weapon do you feel the most comfortable that you can get an accurate shot? Let's be real. It's probably going to be within 10 yards.
Or I think
15 yards.
7 is.
They say 7, but what? Let's just
Look,
say.
the C2, because it's a little bigger than the 43.
Yeah.
And it's just got a nice fucking balance to it.
Yeah.
And if I have a light on there, even better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just when you have the light, then it really starts going down towards your crotch, and
Yeah.
you sit down, you're like, fuck.
A little weight.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, going back to the range and staccato, I was blown away at how well those guns shot.
Butter.
Butter, baby. I mean, I couldn't believe
I
it.
still haven't figured out how to air rack it yet. Lanny Oakley, you're gonna have to teach me one of these days.
Yeah.
Fucking saw you standing on a basketball the other day, fucking shooting. I'm like,
Crazy.
yeah, I'm not that good.
Yeah.
No.
Crazy.
I'm not gonna try.
I wouldn't even try that for the gram.
I wouldn't try that without a camera.
Right. Right. You end up dead. So to say you have many hats doesn't do it justice. And
We were at dinner one day. We won't say where or when. And you saw me leave the table 9 times with 9 completely different people that I've never met.
Yeah.
And you just shook your head at the end of the night. You're like,
I don't know what was happening.
you just looked at me sideways and were like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, like international man of mystery.
But I kind of like that because there's very few jobs I'll say no to.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it fun, because just like your problem solving with creating that issue with the vests, no two problems are the same. And creating that business mindset or helping this person with this issue, or even it may be as simple as connecting you with him.
Yeah.
But the problem is you don't have access to him. And that's okay, let me cash in a chip I might need.
Yeah.
Because you've done a lot of things for me. So I'm like, oh, no problem.
Have you always been like that? Have you always been the connector, the problem solver, the fixer?
And I think a lot of things that the number one thing that most people don't understand today is stop expecting shit. If you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah.
And I was at dinner last night with a couple good friends, and one of them is always giving back. Doesn't matter what the fuck this guy has on him or doesn't have on him. And I don't believe you've met him yet. If he sees a hungry homeless guy, he'll go turn around and grab food and come back.
Yeah.
He'll go sit and have a conversation with the person. And people actually ridiculed him for posting stuff of, hey, I want you to meet X. And just so you know him, so if you see him on the street, like you know he's cool. And now he does all this give back, but he doesn't post it. And he wasn't posting it for clout.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny how people look at things and they're like, oh, you're doing it for the clout. Like, he doesn't make any money off of social media. It's not his life.
Yeah.
And it's funny and fucked up that people are that naive.
So we see a lot of that, right?
Because of what we do, yeah.
We see a lot of that. First of all, let's pause. He'll say he was at dinner with a couple of friends, and then I see the couple of friends. These dudes are hitters, and
I don't know what
and
you're
he
talking about.
and he'll just be like, "Oh, I was just at dinner with a couple of friends," and I'm like, "Who are you at dinner with?" And he'll say three names, and these three names combined, forget about net worth, just what they've done in life and in this planet.
Well, it's like when I picked you up last night from the airport.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, where were you? Dinner.
so, and that's proximity. I talk about that a lot, right? Your network is your net worth, but also it's the people that you are going to emulate and that are going to shape your life.
But it's also putting yourself into rooms where a lot of the times I'm the smallest guy in the room.
Yeah.
And I have no issues with that. And I have no issues being quiet and just listening and taking it in.
Yeah.
Because as we've learned, the quietest guy in the room is usually the most dangerous. And I'm not talking about physically.
Yeah.
I'm just taking all that data and fucking processing. Oh, I might be able to use this for that, that for this. And it's just kind of funny. And everybody's about the show these days. And it's like, I was that guy. I'm not going to deny it.
Yeah.
But I'm not that guy anymore. I don't need to show who I am. I'm wearing a fucking Amazon t-shirt. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So going back to how you got here, I look at everything that you kind of have a finger in right now. And the whole studio's falling apart on us right now, and it's totally cool.
Yeah. It's the little man that did it.
So you have the firearms aspect, you have the racing aspect, you have the business networking aspect,
A little bit of coaching,
you have
consulting probably
yeah,
than coaching.
Yeah, but I think everyone I know that knows you can't figure out why you aren't coaching more people, because you kind of coach people
for free. And it's not like a light level coach.
Right. So okay, so
let's
stop like, there. What
I have a hard time charging people.
Why are you not charging people? Because I've talked to people you've coached
and their minds are fucking blown.
And you haven't charged them money.
I haven't even asked them for it.
You haven't even asked them, and they're like,
how do I pay them back?
Brian helped me out with something. It saved me $5 million. And I'm like, what?
Huh?
And so.
And how long was that conversation? 30 minutes?
So, okay. So let me ask you, and what you could say, I have a good heart. I like helping people.
No,
and all that.
I'll give you the straight up answer.
But like, so when you're gonna what scenario I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. So when someone comes to you and says, hey, I'm kind of in a situation here.
That wasn't just a situation.
That was like
they were waist deep in shit.
That was a deep situation. And you say, all right, let's get on the phone. We're gonna have a half-hour conversation. I'm gonna help you fix this, and then at the end of it, that person is gonna come out, maybe saving millions of dollars. What makes you, when you know that, because this is what you do for a living, not even for a living, but this is what you do in your life. What makes you say, I'm not even going to charge this person. I'm just going to do it? Because you know what the end result is going to be. You know that person's going to call you in 30 days and be like, bro, you saved
the scenario we're talking about, I could have easily charged $250,000.
Yeah.
Without batting a fucking eye.
And the person would have paid it. I know.
100%.
So why wouldn't you charge that person? Like
it's going back to my childhood and thinking I'm not good enough. And it's something I'm still working through.
Okay.
And I don't think I'm worthy of charging that, even though everybody fucking knows it.
Right.
Like, everyone.
I wanted to send that guy a bill.
Yeah. And it's a process, and I've been going through some personal stuff lately, and it's evolving.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point now where I think I should start jumping into it with maybe 4 people.
Keep it
like low key under the radar. Like, I'm still working on the book. Like,
yeah.
But I don't want 50 clients. I want a max of 10 clients on 6-month contracts.
Okay.
And I want guys that want to really level up or that have already leveled up, stepped in some shit, and need some guidance on how to get through the shit.
Okay.
And it's not, not to bash the coaches out there, but you need someone in the scenario we're talking about that has walked that.
Yeah.
If you haven't walked it, how the fuck are you going to know how to guide the guy?
How do you feel about the coaches out there that are right now? Now, we could talk about this from people in the firearms business that are doing tactical training or whatever. We could do this from the business aspect.
Shoot business. Well,
Okay, so
it all falls.
It all falls in. But there
Look,
are people out there that are making money teaching people how to do something or build something when they themselves haven't done or built.
That I have a problem.
So how do you feel about that? And
I don't like it.
Why do we have so much of that going on right now? Like the guy you see on Instagram saying, "I'm going to teach you how to buy real estate, no money down, build program, free ebook, boom, 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 boom," and then you come to find out that the guy fucking hasn't ever bought a house himself.
Well, let's take it one step back. What about all the professors you're learning from in business school that have never ran a business? It is the same exact thing.
It's really, no, yeah. And they're charging you because you're paying.
And look, some of these people are really good salesmen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bash anyone. But you got to do your homework. And maybe that's also part of the reason of why I don't charge, because there's so many people just scamming is not the right word, taking advantage of.
Yeah.
And we've lost the alpha mentality. Just like we were talking about on the previous podcast of handyman business is booming.
Yeah.
I built this studio with my own 2 fucking hands. Could have hired anybody.
Yeah.
I did this janky fucking backdrop, but it works.
Yeah.
I put the tables together. I did all the wiring. Might have taken me longer, but at least I know if there's a problem. Oh, that thing's not working. It's connected to that one.
Right.
Fuck with that wire. Like even as you were on a call before, I was like, oh, I should get a label maker for wires so I know it's not just that one black wire. This one goes to this. This one goes to that.
Yeah, because half the wires here are black. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know where they go.
Yeah.
But shit, maybe we should fix that. And it's just people have lost that touch.
Is it people have lost it, or they simply don't have a value on it anymore, right? Because
I think that's the better answer.
Right?
People have lost value in everything. Relationships, friendships. Everyone thinks, talk shit about me all you want, but if you don't have my number, who the fuck are you? To me.
Yeah.
You can be my biggest fan or biggest hater. If you don't have my number, and I just talked to you on Instagram, it's not real life.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, I spend an hour a day on social media. I do not have social media on my cell phone. When I am out, it's the only alerts I get are phone calls and texts.
Yeah.
No emails, or WhatsApp, but whatever. But no emails, none of that.
Well, I don't think you'd be able to manage because you have
total.
How many followers total, or like in the whole ecosphere?
2.6.
2.6 million followers.
Yeah.
Right. So having notifications like that on your phone would almost probably be like.
It also kills your battery.
Yeah.
But I also, like, because of my account, I have 3 different inboxes.
Yeah.
And like my close friends are on one.
Yeah.
And the other 2 are one sorted between business and one sorted with bullshit.
Okay.
And other people tell me, hey, Brian, you need to check these messages. I get a report at the end of every day. You need to get back to these people.
Yeah.
And
from a VA, I'm guessing. Yeah.
From a VA.
Yeah.
And every day at 6 p.m., I get those messages. And then my prime time of working, because of some of my health issues, like 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., I just jam out. And I get as much work done as possible because on that time zone, nobody's really bothering me.
Yeah. Yeah. You have less incoming that's going to affect that. So how did you end up in so first of all, a lot of people have asked me that now that they know that I have you as a friend, right? Of course it happens because they were trying to proximity. So how did the PhD thing come about? Like what's
I
what?
got into healthcare. My parents were in healthcare at a young age.
Mhm.
Like I think I was 5 when they got into healthcare. And
Okay.
when I graduated high school, I took over one of the family businesses, which was a pharmacy. And my mom's like, "You got to get your degree." For what? I'm the boss.
So you're just running a pharmacy,
At a fucking high school, dude.
and it's like a mom and pop local pharmacy.
My
Okay.
dad flipped me the keys and said, "Figure it out." Okay.
How old were you?
17.
So you didn't even go to college yet.
Nah.
How many employees?
6.
Are you crazy?
Yep. We're friends.
So, which I know the answer to that question. So okay, and then so okay,
I got the degree to shut my mom up.
okay. So you got the degree in
Pharmacology.
pharmacology. Okay,
Um,
just to appease her.
just to appease her.
Okay, so let's stop for a second. I don't know of most 17-year-olds today that would be able to run an ice cream store.
Mhm.
You were running a pharmacy.
That was before social media.
Yeah.
That was before YouTube. You had to
So
figure shit out.
you just figured it out on a daily. Obviously, you had a little help. You could call mom and dad once in a while if you got.
I could call my dad, but he was dealing with lupus. He met a new girlfriend. He moved across the country. He was starting a new family.
Mm,
I was on my own.
okay.
My dad would actually get pissed when I would call him. He'd be like, "Why the fuck are you calling me? I'm in the middle of doing shit." I'm like, "Hey, jackass, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing,
Yeah.
but fuck it. Fuck you too. I'll figure it out."
So you did. And in the midst of that, you went
To school.
to school and got your degree.
Mhm.
Okay. So how long did that take you?
8 years.
8 years. Okay. So how did the pharmacy grow, or what happened?
So I had a mentor when I was 19, 20.
Mm-hmm.
This was before you could go online and find a fucking mentor.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go to trade shows. You had to meet people. You had to
Real
have
shit.
real fucking
Yeah.
conversations.
Yeah. You couldn't DM someone and slide in their inbox.
No, this was back like I guess it was Reddit style where there was forums and
Yeah.
you could talk,
Yeah.
but you've gone through a Reddit forum. Like, fuck, you actually have to sit there and read.
Yeah.
It's not like, fuck,
Reddit went with our IPO today, I think, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And what I learned from Dan was get rich by giving shit away for free.
Okay. So there are going to be a lot of people watching this and they're going to say, Dan who?
Dan. It's different Dan. He's no longer around.
Oh, okay.
Like
this
he's
was
still
a-
living, but he's no longer doing that in
Okay.
that industry.
Okay. So,
Um,
and he taught you to give stuff away for free.
yeah, so for example, and I'll make it layman's terms. You already brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
I've given away millions of dollars worth of coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of these people want to help me because I gave something away for free without expecting it.
Yeah.
You can't put a price on that.
No.
And how much street cred I've gotten multiple fingers deep, meaning it's spiderweb from you to this guy to that guy to that guy.
Yeah.
And it's coming back to you in a straight line from Joe over there
Yeah.
of how the fuck can I get Brian to coach me? Dude won't take money, which then fucks with people's head even harder.
How do you buy something that isn't for sale? How do you purchase something that doesn't have a price?
Everything has a price. You just got to find a way.
Yeah, but that's almost like the quandary that you're creating. Like when
How do you get the hot girl? You got to find a way.
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
No, my batting average is too good.
So you give, and so there's a lot of people who are kind of touting that today. You have people like Alex Hermosi, you have people, Gary V. They're all talking about give it away for free,
Mhm.
and give, and then provide a solution, provide an answer, provide some.
I've already provided a solution to everybody.
Right.
They're trying to re-provide a solution to me for how much help I've given them just because Just like I feel I'm not worthy of certain things, these
Yeah.
people don't feel worthy that someone just gave them a $5 million out
Yeah.
with an hour's worth of their time.
Yeah. So let's so you get your degree, 8 years. You
But
have
I'm still running the business
you're
at the
still
thing.
running the business the whole time.
And I'm traveling, going to school,
Okay.
managing employees,
Okay.
and building.
All right.
And building new facilities, developing new processes. Like, I'm the guy who's literally trying to figure out, oh, this guy wants this. It's never been done before.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me go back to school again to try and figure this shit out. And it may be a week-long crash course on something. And I go to the class and be like, oh, Brian, we can't teach you how to do that, but we can teach you how to do this. And if you're smart, you'll be able to figure out how to do that. Squeeze me? I'm paying you money and you can't teach me this? No.
Mm.
All right, fuck you. I accept the challenge. And that's just always been my thing of, I'm going to find a way.
Yeah.
And I'm also no stranger to legal fees of, I do my homework to make sure I'm doing everything by the book so I don't get smacked.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get sued.
At some point.
At some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as long as you've done your backlog of homework, it should be good. I had in-house general counsel, and for what most people don't understand is I paid 2 attorneys 40 hours a week to sit in my office for any question. There would be days they had nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're next door over. Mikey, can I do this? No. Okay, I'll be back in an hour.
No kidding. So when you talk about building this, I guess, network of help around you, a lot of people would say that this costs money. Attorneys full time for
That getting to that level, yes.
This all this stuff costs money.
But a situation you helped me out with recently involved phone calls, not necessarily money.
True.
And because I did favors for you, for this person, for that person, and that person, there was no question in that moment.
Just went.
Everybody worked together to help me get through.
Yeah.
There was no talk of anything.
Yeah.
Hey.
And there was no currency exchanged.
There was in a weird way.
Yeah.
But not anything tangible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what people don't understand. You jumped on a plane 4 hours after talking on the
4
phone.
hours after. Yeah.
None of us slept to get that mission done.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't know, how to make that sacrifice. And they just go, oh, Brian helped me here. I don't have to help him with this.
Yeah. Good luck. I hope that works out for you.
Like, we had a conversation the other day about an invite to something.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get one because of what I'm going through.
Right.
But you did.
And I sent it to you.
Which means I'm going.
And I said, we have to be there.
We have no choice.
So
like, we actually have to book that later today.
Yeah.
But that's what that person knows. If I find out in any way, I'm there no matter what because of what they've done for me.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, I'm missing going to the club to go do this or that. I don't give a fuck. Put in the work.
Yeah.
And all of this is putting in the work, and everybody has forgotten how to do that.
Yeah, they are looking at social media and they're looking at people who are apparently doing it without doing the work, and they're like, well, I want to do this. I want to live this life. I want to get all this stuff without doing the work, without doing the good that's required.
People even think doing this. What episode are you on? 20?
This is going to be episode 20, 21.
Have you made any money?
0. It's cost me.
It's costed you
thousands. Tens of thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. Oh my God, you have all these followers. You make all this money from social media? I don't make dick.
I don't make anything from social media. I make for me, I make
cost you money.
An uncomfortable amount of money from my businesses that I built.
Mm-hmm.
But social media, the podcast. So it's funny. People don't realize that 221B Tactical is a business that sells products, goods, services, and we not services, but services in some degree. And that is a real legitimate business that took nearly a decade to build. People see it today and they're like, overnight success, but people didn't see me.
But you're still putting in work
But you still got to put in the
every
work
fucking day.
every day. You just saw before we started this.
Yeah.
I had to get on a phone call.
But even like you and I, like, we're developing products that I personally want.
Yeah.
I know there's a market for it, but I'm being selfish. No, I want a bag like this because I travel this much and I want it to have X, Y, and Z, and fuck you. Okay. You sent it off.
No, we're going to do it. So there are people who, well, maybe let's see what 221B is on social media. They'll have no idea what it took to build and that it still takes time. And they're going to say, yeah, I want to do that. That's what I want. I want to start a company that sells, millions of dollars of product a year, people around the world, 250 retail locations. That's the life I want to live. So, and
how many sleepless nights did you have, Serge?
Oh my God. The stress.
How many times did you not make payroll? How many times couldn't you pay your credit card?
People don't know those stories, right? It looks good now because they see the cars and they see the travel but they don't know what it took and the sacrifices. There was
how many relationships personally that you were dating or married or whatever did you burn growing your business?
Multiple.
And that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
And having the right life partner really makes a big fucking difference.
I can't put enough emphasis on that. Having a partner on this journey that
will make or break it,
supports you is, and I tell people that all the time. If you're going to pick someone, first of all, there is a point where you shouldn't pick anyone, right? Because I think there's a certain time where you are so focused and literally obsessed that it's actually not fair to pick someone. So
I'm selfish.
Right? So I'm a big proponent of that too. Like, listen, I kind of see, right? There's seasons.
Hey,
and
my dick has needs too, bro.
Right. And everyone has needs, and every part of our body has needs. But then you look at, okay, then there comes to a point where I tell people, especially some guys who are younger, I'm like, all right, listen, slow it down, settle down, find a chick, find the one that is going to support you. Not the one that's going to kind of support you now, but the one that's going to support you 5 years from now, 10 years from now. When you are not getting a paycheck because you got to make sure your employees are paid and the warehouse is paid and everything, and she's like, okay, and you're like, hey, listen, we can't go out for a while, we can't take a vacation, I might have to sell my car, whatever. And the chick that's like, okay, cool, what do I got to do?
I'll simplify it one level further. If your home life isn't straight, nothing, I mean nothing, will fall into play.
I believe that. Yeah, I've lived that.
I've lived that.
Yeah, I lived
multiple
that.
times.
Yeah, me too.
And if you have kids, you got to make sure they're good.
Yeah.
Like, I understand you need money, but you got to make sure your house is in order.
Yeah.
Because if your house isn't in order and your head's stuck in, oh, I got to get home, my wife's going to get mad, I can't go to this networking dinner, I can't do this, you're fucked.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it.
No, that's just not real. So how did the pharmacy go? So you built it up. Got some mentorship.
I pissed off the state. I sold out in 2022.
So you sold the business?
Sold the business.
Did you sell it to some big conglomerate?
No, I fucking fire sold it.
Okay.
Fucking
done with
wanted nothing to do with fucking healthcare ever again after the shit they put me through. And there's an NDA, so that's about as far as I can take it. But
if you could describe the healthcare industry in the U.S. in one word, what would you describe it as?
Big pharma.
As someone who's been there, done it, seen the inside, been in the door, did the tour.
One word? Can I have like 4?
All right, have 4
or 2. Big pharma. That's healthcare in this country.
Yeah.
I leave the country to take care of my health now.
I noticed that.
And that I post.
Yeah. You're very open about that.
Look, I was a fat fuck for a long time. I did the gastric sleeve out of this country.
What was your max weight?
265.
Wow. 265?
I like my food, bitch.
And how much do you weigh now?
178.
Wow. So almost 100 pounds.
I actually got down to 110 lower, and I was too skinny. I looked like I had cancer.
Yeah. Okay.
And so
So
I bulked it back a little bit.
when did you? But you look healthy now.
Yeah, so
Did you do that after you sold the sleeve?
no. 2020, I met Bioaccelerator.
Okay.
I lived in chronic pain from dumb shit I've done as a kid, crashing motorcycles, cars,
Yeah.
you name it. They did stem cell therapy, intra disc.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the OR, knocked me out. And within 72 hours, I finally was able to feel my outside left three toes that I haven't felt in a decade. Now, for the average person, yeah, your toes work, but what if you couldn't feel them working?
Feels weird to walk.
Oh, dude, I've fallen, I've eaten shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
To get that back was life changing. That was in February of 2020, Valentine's Day to be specific. September, September 2020,
Mm-hmm.
I did the gastric sleeve.
Okay.
Within 3 months, I shaved off the 100+ pounds.
In 3 months, you lost 100 pounds.
Dude, my stomach went from a fat fuck to I couldn't drink a fourth of this can.
Okay.
And if I drank a fourth of this can, I couldn't eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking Jay over there, one bite.
One bite.
Like, we went to the pastrami place the other day. You saw it. Have to ditch the bread like a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta pick and choose what I eat.
That pastrami place was out of control. It was one of the scariest places I've ever walked into in my life.
But it was fucking legit.
But it was good. What was the name of the shout out to that place? What was
Johnny's
it?
Johnny's pastrami.
Johnny's pastrami. Out of control. Okay, so 100 pounds in 3 months.
And then I did a ceremony with a shaman, and that kind of shifted my mindset of, hey, I need to be in control of my life. I need to be the CEO of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been a constant evolution since I got pain-free in 2020
Mm-hmm.
of growing myself. And I am far from fucking perfect. I still fuck up. I still make bad decisions. But every day I try and be a little better than the last.
We made one last night when you picked me up from the airport.
Oh, that was so good. We fucked up. We should have got the milkshakes.
I know.
If Johnny's was open, though,
We would have been there.
so before COVID, they used to be open until what?
What? We would have.
Oh, we would have been fucking
Yeah.
hurting, but I would have done it.
We would have done it.
And their fried chicken?
Oh, they have fried chicken?
Yeah, buddy.
Bro, how are you keeping that from me?
There was no way you were eating a whole sandwich and a fried chicken.
I could have. I got the whole, but I could have eaten more. You know, I could have eaten more.
Yeah, but you would have
I would have been in a food coma. So
But it's getting your house in order. So
Yeah.
that's your personal and your home.
yeah,
If you're dealing with chronic pain or your own demons,
yeah,
you can't grow a business. You can't help people.
no,
And it's a constant evolution. And like I said, I still have my flaws. I still do things that I shouldn't be doing. And it's recognizing it and trying to be a little better tomorrow. You're not going to fucking fix it.
yeah.
Like, should I have had home fries for breakfast? Not really, but they taste good.
It did taste good. Yeah, I had one. I had one, maybe two. So tell me about Bioaccelerator,
Mhm.
and maybe let some of the people know what it is, where they're located, and how did you find them?
So Chuck Liddell is a friend, and I've known Chuck for years, and that dude's in some serious pain.
Yeah.
And I met him at it's like an Easter party or some shit.
Okay.
And he was talking about, dude, I just got back from Colombia, fucking feel great, I don't hurt anymore. I'm like, this big motherfucker's used to getting whomped on.
Yeah.
I was like, Chuck, how much pain did it take, man? 60, 70%?
Wow.
And one treatment? It's like, yeah, dude. I hit them up. And I've been in Colombia a couple months later. And didn't know what the fuck to expect. They're like, Brian, we're going to knock you out. We're going to put you in an MRI tube for a while. We're going to check all your dish, check your shoulders, blah, 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 blah. Good thing I'm not claustrophobic, because 3 hours in a fucking MRI machine
Most people can't do that. Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
They're like, you have 2 ripped shoulders, you have herniated disc in your neck, your lower back, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now what? Well, we're going to treat your shoulders while you're awake. Then the next day, you're going to go into the OR where you're not going to eat. We're going to sedate you. You're going to twilight, and we're going to inject your discs, and you're going to walk out of here after surgery. What do you mean walk out of here? Like, on your own 2 feet, you will walk out of the OR or the recovery room.
Yeah.
I'm used to surgery where I need a wheelchair, fucking moving kind of slow.
Yeah. Most people. Yeah.
Walked right out, walked down a flight of stairs, walked to lunch because I'm like, fuck, it's 1 o'clock. I haven't eaten since yesterday. I'm hungry. And that night I was pretty sore. Felt like someone beat me up with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Next day felt a little better. Next day a little better. Third day, fuck, I can feel my toes. Wiggle them. Shit, I know I'm wiggling my pinky toe. And I don't have to look at it. Fucking insane.
Everyone listening right now just wiggle their pinky toe, by the way.
Yeah.
So that must have been, so now you had been dealing with that for how many years?
10 by that point.
10 years. So this was
life-changing.
life-changing.
Hmm?
Wow. And
they can't do that in this country.
Okay, so that was my next question. There are a lot of people who would say you're crazy going to Colombia.
Look, I was in healthcare for 17 years. Know how many surgeons told me I was out of my fucking mind?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I had surgeons tell me when I was doing the stomach surgery, you're going to die in Tijuana, you're going to this, you're going to that.
So you did your stomach surgery in Tijuana?
Mm-hmm. He was there.
Wow.
Jay was in the OR with the camera. How long was that surgery, Jay? 25 minutes?
25 minutes?
Yeah. They poked 4 holes, fucking staple it shut, done.
No shit.
Prep took longer.
But that's something you can get done in the U.S.
Correct, but they're more aggressive in Mexico. And they gave me a...
What do you mean they're more aggressive in Mexico?
They take off a little bit extra.
That they wouldn't do here in the U.S.?
Correct.
Why? Because it's too risky?
No, they're just...
It's just like their policy.
That's how they
regulations.
do it. Mm-hmm.
So they go ahead and pinch off a little bit more in Mexico.
And then they give you a year-long meal plan.
Okay.
And they're checking in with you. And I've had plenty of friends do it in the States, and a lot of them go back to carbonated drinks, which restretches the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico's thing is, once you do the surgery, you're done.
No carbonated drinks.
And you've been with me enough times, like...
Ever.
Fucking had your Diet Coke that one day at Johnny's.
Oh, by accident.
I was like, oh my God, just the pressure is fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the friends that have done it here, they went back to drinking bubbly drinks 2 weeks later. I'm like,
what's the point?
Bro,
what are you doing?
They're like, my doctor said I could. I said, your doctor? Okay. You do it your way. I'm going to do it my way.
So, going back to Colombia, is there anyone that is doing what BioAccelerator does here in the States?
No.
Is it because what they're doing is now outlawed in the States? Because I know there's
kind of outlawed, and don't quote me on like the legal ramifications, but I know genetic cloning was involved because it is genetic cloning. And there was a couple other things that just, it's gray at best in the States, and that's like best case scenario.
Yeah.
I know you can do it in Mexico. There's a couple guys down there.
Yeah.
There was a place in Mexico that wanted to work with me, and recently they had someone pass at their facility, so I was like, oh, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, a little.
Panama does it, but he doesn't tell you if he'll inject your spine until you're on site.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not going all the way to Panama for no guarantees.
Yeah.
And BioAccelerator and I just kicked it off, and same thing. I did them some favors, they did me some favors, and it was a networking.
Yeah.
It just worked out for everybody. And we've opened doors for each other on multiple.
Yeah, I know you've recommended some people there, and they've changed their lives as well. Mm-hmm. So now those people are indebted to you for the introduction, and that's how it works. So now your body's back on track.
Pretty much, yeah.
Tell me about the intro into the gun world. Have you always been a gun guy, or?
My dad was a Jewish redneck.
Jewish redneck.
Pretty much.
Where's he from?
LA.
But just
white guy from Culver City.
Culver City. Okay. And he was born here or born overseas?
Born here.
He was born here. Okay. Where was his family from?
I am the worst at that question.
Okay.
We'll scratch that.
Okay.
My dad got me into shooting when I was like 8 or 9. Ruger 1022. I actually still have that same
no
Ruger
kidding.
1020. You saw it the other day. the Woodstock.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
My
yeah.
dad, when my dad saw how much I spent modifying it as an adult, he's like, "You spent $1,000 to modify a $200 gun?" Yep. I was actually talking to Scott about it the other day because that's all Scott's parts.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Dude, you have like our OG shit." I'm like, "Scott, I've been a fan of yours for a long time."
Yeah.
He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Dude, here's a picture." Like,
That's so funny.
that's my favorite gun.
Yeah.
And my dad got me into it when I was really young. And then as a young adult, I started buying guns. And um, one of my good friends was, I didn't fall out of shooting, but I wasn't as active. And then he dragged me back out and like relit the spark up my ass.
Hmm.
And I was already, for lack of better terms, an influencer. So I started integrating some of it.
Okay.
And that just took off because I'm a completely different demographic.
Yeah.
My followers like guns,
Yeah.
but they don't know shit about them.
Were they primarily following you for the
The
automotive stuff?
Yeah, the luxury lifestyle.
Okay. All right. So kind of like a influencer based on the cars and the lifestyle.
Mhm.
What happened when you started introducing firearms into? Because a lot of people I know kind
Got
of
scared.
stay away from
At
firearms.
that time, look, I don't promote. There's branding in a lot of my posts, but I'm not necessarily promoting it.
Okay.
I'm not saying go buy this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying let's go to the gun range and have fun. If you like what you see, go buy it. That's on you.
Yeah.
I'm not a salesman. I am playing with products that I personally would buy. I cannot be bought.
But you have now kind of, let me say, morphed into some people in the firearms world coming to you for your insights
And R&D
and R&D and things like. So
look,
how did that
and I
progression
guess
happen?
I don't know. All jokes aside, what am I? Top 5 influencer in the firearms industry, just because of my sheer mass.
Yeah.
Um, just happened by doing favors,
Yeah.
helping guys at this company, and not asking for anything. As you know, there's a couple manufacturers that want to pay me,
Yeah.
and I won't take it because I don't want to be tied to a certain brand. Send me your products. If I like it, I'll post it. If I don't like it, not gonna post it.
Yeah.
But I'm saving you thousands of dollars if I do post it, because a post by me is 10 grand.
Yeah. So they're taking your insights, maybe helping with R&D.
R&D and getting to new demographics.
Yeah.
And look, I am not a professional shooter. My decent shot, I can keep up with the best of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a little longer, but I know what guys like me want. And the firearms industry is finally learning. Can't keep going after the tactical.
Yeah. Because the tactical dudes already know
They
about you.
they've already researched this screw, this.
Yeah.
Fuck off. You want Joe Blow that wants it because it looks cool. It works well. Guy like me can shoot it.
Yeah.
Not fucking Ruben.
Yeah.
SWAT.
Right.
Joe Blow. I can wear the vest. Nick's vest or whoever's.
Yeah.
I have a cool looking kit. Looks like Call of Duty. I have all the shit to be an operator, but I am not a fucking operator.
No, you're just like a regular dude.
But I can cover your 6 any day of the week, and you know I'm not going to flag you or shoot you,
Yeah.
and we're going to get it done.
Yeah.
Whose car are we taking? And I'm just a regular dude that likes to have fun. I don't want to look like the tactical guy. And
Yeah.
that was the whole thing behind my backpack design with you. I want a tactical backpack that does not look tactical.
Doesn't look tactical at all.
I want to look like my briefcase.
Yeah.
I like backpacks because of my back surgery.
Yeah.
I want balance. I love the look of a sling bag every time it fucking tweaks my back.
Yeah. So when you look at your car love that's now gone into a racing component,
Mhm.
and we're talking about a relationship right now privately that we can't discuss here about a gun manufacturer that is maybe looking to get
Into that
into
world.
that racing world. You own a race truck
Mhm.
that UFC, is he in the Hall of Fame yet, or is he?
Yeah, he is in the.
He's in the Hall of Fame. Donald Cowboy Cerrone drives.
Mhm.
Now, this is something that most people don't even know about you.
Mhm.
Okay. And because I feel like you don't really promote it, which is
People
cool.
knew I was a racer. That's about it.
That's it. So now you own one of these Baja 1000 trucks,
Mhm.
right? I drive my Ram TRX and I feel like I'm one of those dudes, but I'm not even close because I don't even like if I see sand in a parking lot, I drive around it. So
I go through it.
because I don't want to get my truck dirty. So how did the progression from the car enthusiast and some light racing stuff, how did you get into this Baja trophy truck racing
So
world?
I found out I had a brain tumor when I was 21, 22-ish.
How did that come about?
Every day at 3 o'clock, I'd fucking fall asleep.
Okay.
The fuck?
Like,
I
was
go
it
to,
narcolepsy?
yeah, I'm like, dude, I'd pound a Red Bull. I'd
Okay.
pound a Starbucks espresso double shot in a can and
Uh-huh.
a Bear Claw. I did this shit for like 2 months.
Bear claw like the little treat?
Well, not the little treat, but yeah, the
Yeah.
fat ass treat.
Oh yeah. Like a
Uh,
Cinnabon thing. Yeah.
yeah, fat ass.
Okay.
30 minutes later, I'd be fucking asleep on my desk. Fuck. Finally, like after a month or two of doing this shit, I go to the doctor. I was like, yo, run my labs. Something's off.
Yeah.
Comes back, goes, Brian, your testosterone's 100. I'm 21. What should it be? It's like, you're fat, so maybe 700.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what? He's like, have you been abusing steroids? I'm fat.
Mm.
I've never been yoked. So the answer is fuck you, no. All right, I'm going to send you for an MRI. What the fuck does an MRI have to do with my testosterone? Don't worry about it. It's something I'll call you.
Mm-hmm.
3 days later, jackass calls and goes, well, I was right. About?
About?
He's like, you have a pituitary adenoma, which is a tumor sitting on top of the pituitary gland, which is stopping your body from producing anything. So I'm going to send you around the country. We're going to see who's going to remove it. Well, nobody wanted to remove it because the risk outseated the gain. They're like, take meds. Well, it's a guessing game. With adenomas, sometimes you can take meds for a while, and then one day you wake up and you feel like shit again because your body's adapted.
Okay.
So it's a constant every 3 months of giving up 24 vials of blood and making sure I'm dialed correctly.
Okay.
In that process, I got married because I thought I didn't want to die alone. I'm not going to die alone.
Did you think you were gonna die?
Yeah.
Did they give you that as a prognosis, or what?
No,
Or you just felt like you
I
felt
thought I
like
was going to
shit?
fucking die.
Yeah.
Well, look, I was young, I was tough. I walked into the cancer center by myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do all these pussies have their family with them?
Mm.
I was crying like a bitch by the time I left that place, and I understood
Yeah.
why you need family support.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be alone, and because of family background, I didn't want my family, so I want to make my own family.
Yeah.
Met a chick, got married within 45 days. It lasted 2 years. I didn't die. We got divorced. Everything was nice. Um, um, great person, learning experience. But in right after I got divorced, I'm like, fuck. Well, I kind of almost died. I want to get in off-road racing. And it was just a bucket list thing. So I started with the UTVs.
Mhm.
Worked with a company that got them all dialed and wasn't happy. Kept breaking them, flipping them. I want a truck. I traded in the UTVs for a fucking truck and just started racing, doing really well. Won a couple races, almost won the championship series. And I went into a race knowing I shouldn't have raced that day. I couldn't hear my co-pilot.
Oh wow.
I blew a turn,
Okay.
but I blew a turn at 70 plus miles an hour and went off a 1,000-foot cliff sideways.
Oh wow.
Um, After that incident, I hung
Were,
up
were
my
you
helmet.
hurt?
I herniated my neck. That was about it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I hung up my helmet.
Yeah. Now, was that from your condition that you couldn't hear him?
No, we had broken intercoms.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was just the perfect storm, and I was already pissed off going into the race, and I'm like, I shouldn't be here. I
Yeah.
should be home. Yard sailed it, hung up my helmet, fixed the truck, and threw it in storage for a couple years. And someone dragged me out of retirement one day to go fuck around. I was like, oh, I miss it. You want to race? Nope, not ready.
Hmm.
We have a mutual contact that calls me and goes, hey, someone's going to call you to buy your truck. I don't want to sell my truck. Person calls, goes, you want to sell your truck? Nope. Well, it's a lot of money sitting there. I said, cool story. Not selling it. But do you a favor. The truck is yours. You cover maintenance, repairs, everything. Two conditions. I still am the legal owner,
Hmm.
and my name stays on the door.
Okay.
And the truck's going to be used with UFC, Power Slap,
Yeah.
that manufacturer we're talking with, and a bunch of others. Plus, I'll be associated to a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, deal. And then afterwards, he's like, wait, why'd you just do that? That's a lot of money you're putting in my hands.
How much is the truck worth at this point?
300 grand, 400 grand.
400 grand.
Hmm?
Wow. Okay.
Threw him the truck.
Threw him the keys.
There's no keys, but
I know.
the truck.
Right. These trucks have no keys. I was in one time. I'm like, where's the key? And I was like, oh, just kidding. It's a switch.
Yep. It's like 3, but yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, why? I said, because now I'm associated with all of these brands. Monster, UFC,
Yeah.
Power Slap, this other brand, this tire manufacturer, this one. I'm ahead day one, bitch.
Because your name's on the door.
My name's on the fucking door with you.
Yeah.
I am just as cool as you today, bitch. And he's like, deal. And that's opened a lot of other doors along the way.
Yeah.
Working with that brand that we're still in talks with and
Yeah.
other things. And people don't understand, we're giving away a lot of money for return I see over here.
Yeah.
The average person doesn't see it.
Yeah. So now we're into a space where we had the dinner.
Oh,
The dinner that was like the most life-changing thing
for all of us.
for many of us. A couple times when you got pulled away from the dinner table, I wasn't sure if you were coming back. And if I heard like a chopper leaving the roof of the building, I would have maybe guessed that you were on it.
I'm surprised I didn't.
I'm surprised that didn't happen, actually. So,
But I feel like once my personal issues cleared up, I will be.
yeah. Yeah. Um, so to say you have a lot going on is probably the understatement of the century right now. How are you managing, and share what you want to share, but how are you managing, let me say, the navigation of everything that you have going on in the business world, everything you have going on with some of the, in the racing world, and and you have so many other business ventures going on, and then you have something on a personal end, you experience a breakdown. A lot of men, I think, who were in your shoes
Let's be
would
honest,
have folded.
they would have off themselves.
Yeah, would have folded. And I think a lot of men in today's society, because there's a lot of weak men in our society today,
They couldn't handle
they
what
wouldn't
I
have
was
handled.
thrown against.
Yeah, so you were thrown into a situation that there's no other way to say it. Most men in our society today, physically, psychologically, mental health standpoint, they wouldn't have been able to navigate it.
They would have picked the building.
How would, or they would have like parked their car on the railroad tracks or in the garage or something. They would have done.
First
So how are you?
24 hours, I locked myself in a room
Yeah.
in pretty much complete darkness.
Okay.
Because I was coming off a high to then come back to something like that. I was
Yeah.
like, this is fucking weird. And after that, it was talking to friends. And you have to pick in those type of scenarios who your real friends are. I got a million acquaintances. I was actually going through my contacts the other day on my phone. I have 2,600 people's phone numbers. I purged out 1,000 of them
Mhm.
2 nights ago, just because I'm like, oh, haven't talked to this person. I don't need anybody's number that I'm not in contact with, and
Right.
there's still more to go through.
Yeah.
Good therapists, friends intentionally pulling me out of the house to go eat, go
Yeah.
do things,
Yeah.
invite me to things, knowing I'm gonna enjoy it, but you just got to figure out how to get me there. So friends would legit show up at the house and be like,
We're going to karaoke.
"We're going to karaoke. We're going to dinner. We're going to
Whatever. Something.
whatever." Um, and it's just having that right circle. And I can pick up the phone and call anyone and tell them I'm going through something.
Yeah.
They'll drop what they're doing to be there.
Yeah.
But it's also having the courage to ask for help,
Yeah.
because most people don't want to ask.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask.
Well, you worry about your manhood, like,
I'm no bitch.
yeah, yeah, I'm not a bitch.
And then I got to worry about my kid,
Yeah.
everything else in between. Got another kid on the way. All of these things stack.
Yeah. So, what would you say right now? Because you're kind of coming around the bend on a resolve to this situation you're going through.
Mhm.
What would you say is the one thing, if you could put your finger on one thing that has helped you navigate this and kind of we're almost at the other side, what would you say it would be? Did you turn to anything like meditation? Did you turn to anything
I did.
like, some people, hey, listen, different men turn to different things. Some people turn to booze, some people turn to cigarettes, some people
I've
turn
been
to
sober my whole life, so for me that wasn't an option.
yeah,
Meditation, going for walks,
yeah,
just shit I normally wouldn't do, like waking up every morning and doing push-ups.
yeah.
Everybody knows I don't fucking work out.
Me neither.
But for me to be able to do 40 push-ups when I wake up before I've taken my morning piss, okay. I overcame something I don't like doing.
Yeah,
And I do it every day, even though I fucking hate it.
yeah,
And it's just a fun process. Just chipping away. And there'll be days where, oh, I made 10 steps today. Tomorrow I'm locking myself back in the room.
yeah. So, what's next for Brian Gold, PhD? What's on
That
the
coaching
horizon?
calling card keeps coming back every time I like forget about it.
Yeah,
And I think it's time to finally find 5 to 10 good clients and just do what I do.
yeah. Tell me about the book. By the way,
Because of the current,
by the way, it should be a fucking movie, but that's
well,
that's another story.
according to our other friend, they want 3 books.
Okay.
Our friend back east.
Oh, okay. So,
It should be a movie. And like, I joke about it, but even you were like, no, your life's a fucking
this is
movie.
a movie.
And you tell people the story of shit you've helped me with. They're like, no, you didn't. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
We did it.
Yeah.
And the book it's changed a lot in the last month. Just because
Yeah.
and I've restruck like
I think the last month you need to add 3 chapters.
easily. But I think that'll make for book 2.
Okay.
And look, I don't talk about I was in special ed as a child. I don't talk about getting bullied.
Yeah.
That's what made me who I am today. But everybody's like, why don't you talk about it? Because there's people going through all of these things. Being brown, but being in a white family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fucking weird in itself.
Yeah.
I get looked at different. Getting pulled over by the cops just because I'm brown. And I think it's normal.
Yeah.
But I need to talk about these things because it's not normal.
Mm.
It's normal to me.
Yeah. What would you say from a resiliency standpoint is the most important thing for people watching, listening to this? Because you've been through it all with things you've had to deal with running a business at 17, and then things that happened with your business after selling it, and then you're dealing with different things with regard to that, getting a diagnosis from a doctor with regard to something. Like, you've dealt with so many things in your life, yet when I look at you today and people look at you today, you've also accomplished so much in spite of. So
I could die today and feel like I hit all my goals.
yeah,
And it's not giving up. And easier said than done. We all got bad fucking days, but you got to fight through it.
yeah,
And words are a very powerful thing, and you need to stop beating yourself up. Focus on the positive. If someone's really negative in your life, get rid of them. I don't care if it's a fucking parent. Get rid of them
yeah,
and be an adult
yeah,
and think for yourself and stop asking your friends, oh, is this person I'm in a relationship bad for me? No. Two you motherfuckers go to therapy or figure it the fuck out. But stop getting outside input.
yeah,
Disconnect from social media. Focus on what truly makes you happy. Your wife can't make you happy. Your girlfriend, your kid, your friends, your family. All has to come from within. And it's because of my childhood, I was forced to be me, myself, and I. I ain't afraid. You've seen dumb shit I've done.
yeah,
Let's run it.
yeah,
Like, you've heard of opportunities I've had. So, when? Let's go.
yeah.
No hesitation.
And I think that energy that you have also draws like-minded people to you,
Mhm.
and that's why you have friends that will get on a plane 4 hours after a phone call to
No sleep.
do some crazy mission with you.
Whose car we taking?
Whose car are we taking? You know, and so I think that also translates to not
And
only
the day before their birthday.
and it was the day before my birthday. Yes,
But I did get you into your favorite restaurant.
I did. Yes, you did. And that was awesome, and that was great.
That sounds so good right
Yeah,
now.
that was awesome. And that was, despite the situation, it was
It was
a
the
great,
silver lining.
it was a great birthday, and it was a great opportunity to, I think, deepen our friendship. And I think that's something that a lot of men die without a friend like that in their
And
world.
people don't understand that movie, and I forget the name of it. But when they say whose car are we taking, it's hey, I'm riding with you no matter what,
Yeah,
and let's do it. It's not the fact that those two are going to do something illegal.
yeah,
We weren't doing anything illegal. It was we have that friendship of, well, oh, why are we going to do this? No, bitch. I need you here.
yeah,
I got no other fucking option.
yeah.
You got to be here in a couple hours.
I think it was The Town.
It was the town.
Yeah, with Ben
And
Affleck and
when
Jeremy Renner. Yeah.
and people think, oh, it's just because they're going to do something illegal. It
No,
doesn't have to be that.
no, no. It's about, this is a person who, when they pick up the phone, they call. It doesn't matter what time of day. It doesn't matter where they are. You could have been in Dubai and made that phone call. I would have been like, okay, I'm on the plane. You know.
Willingly.
Yeah.
According to someone else we know, well, how easy is it to find prostitutes?
Oh my God, that was the most uncomfortable situation I've ever had. I've
Looking
never.
back, it was fucking hilarious.
It was hilarious, but I've never walked into a room and 30 seconds later someone's like, "So, how easy is it to find prostitutes there?" I was like, "Wait, what? Where did I just walk? There's a child right there." Oh my God. Whoa. Wow.
Eating Thin Mints.
Eating Thin Mints. Wow. What a crazy ride. And I think the ride's just beginning, man.
Oh yeah.
The ride's just beginning.
Gotta
So,
look at the silver linings.
yeah. Man, thank you. This has
Appreciate
been a
you.
long time coming.
Yep.
Thank you. And
Tried hitting it a couple times.
I have a feeling that this isn't going to be the last one.
No.
So
We just scratched the surface.
yeah. So for those people who want to follow the journey, where do they find you?
Brian Gold, PhD on all socials.
Okay. All right.
And you can link it below.
We'll throw the link below. That'd be awesome. So we got some more work to do, and then we got some food to go.
No, we got
Go
time
for
for
it.
tacos right now.
Tacos. Let's go. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.